Door hardware is a fickle business. It is very technical. It is one of those things that if you don't know what you're doing, it can be really confusing. The information that you provide on your drawings is going to translate for the aesthetics, the function, and also even compliance. When it comes to a door type schedule, it's showing you the type of door, the door material, the height, the width. It's also showing you the door thickness that it should be. The material is really important. Is it timber? Is it aluminium? Is it steel? The pitfall, if you don't provide that information, like door thickness or the door material, is that when it translates to tender process, you will perhaps get something that's inferior, which may in turn affect your acoustic value, the soundproofing inside your rooms, and even to the point where you're going to get something completely the opposite to what you want. Now, when it comes to a floor plan where it's actually showing the door openings, the door number that is on each door, door that's on those plans is showing a room. So for example, an ensuite might be D01. That door number translates when we actually go to door pack your order. So when that door is packed, it's going to be taken straight to that door and that hardware gets put on that door. Of course, there are different types of door hardware. So if you're actually going to be specifying a pivot door, for example, you don't necessarily want a latch there. You're going to want some sort of roller ball or some sort of magnetic catch. And when you're actually doing a pivot door, you're going to have a pull handle or something along those lines. We thought we'd show you a typical door, and so we can explain some bits and pieces here. Okay. This is what we call a framed glazed door. It might seem obvious, but I wanted to talk about the frame. A lot of people call this a frame, a lot of people call this a frame, and the jargons can get a bit confused. This is also called a stile. So a stile width is where the position that your latch or lock would sit inside the actual frame. There's also a little bit of glazing pocket that's going to go into something like that you see here. And so you've also got to be prepared to what back set of lock or latch that you're going to put into the door, because you want the handle to be centered. This particular door here has 110mm style, and the center of our handle on this latch and lock is 55mm. So it centers it beautifully, makes it look nice in unison. Let's then have a look at how this door operates. So it's a lever handle action. You have your latch part here, which will throw into the strike. It'll actually throw into the strike without even pulling the handle down. But your lever action, you close it. You've got a snib turn on one side, and that's all locked. Unthrow it. I'll show you the deadbolt here. A nice key lock door. On the other side, we have the key. So this is a great front door type lock. I spoke a little bit earlier about the fact that this is a framed glazed door, but assume this is actually a solid timber door and there's no glazing. The same applies to where your position of your door handle will sit. It doesn't matter, but when you've got glazing, this is wholly important. Just remember that. We're going to step across here. This is obviously a hinge door, and I don't need to tell you guys this, but the amount of hinges on a door really is important. So this is actually quite a short door. You could get away with 2 standard hinges here. There's 3. Now we've actually got the jamb or the frame here, and you've got your strike plate on this side, and you've obviously got your stop so that when the door is actually going to be closed, it's not going to pass through. So this is what they call the door stop when you're on your door frame. I said earlier about the detail that you need to have on your plans, and one of the things that I covered was about door thickness. Door thickness is hugely important with doors. Number one, it can only fit some types of hardware. So if you're going for a flush look like this, you actually need to have enough room so that the back of the handle goes in both sides on the back of a slider. So you've got to have that meat in the door, if you like, to have your flush handle showing. As so. We've done quite a lot of talking on the hinge door hardware, so let's have a little look at a sliding door setup. This particular model is for a narrow frame, and this is a metal aluminium frame. You can see here this is completely flush. You've got a key. Once you take that key out, the wholly important situation in this case is the thickness. That thickness where the cylinder does not protrude, because if you've got biparting sliders going past, that is wholly important. This particular model is a latching sliding lock. Goes across to the frame. It's a little model actually, but goes across to the frame, latch that up, it's locked, turn the key, and the latch will not pull down again. It's completely locked. You can see all of that beautifully uniform. Thank you for your time today. I hope this has been an informative video.